Hi there, I'm Julie from howtohistory.com, and I'm going to show you one way to make some really easy cloth buttons. If you take a 2-inch circle of linen or whatever cloth you're using to match your historic garment, it will make about a 1/4 inch button. So that's about the size button that you're going to get from a 2-inch circle. Now I'm going to show you using a much larger circle because it's easier to demonstrate. But 2 to 3 inches is about the size that you're going to want for most garments. The thinner the cloth, the easier this is to do. I've tried doing it with wool, and it's just really, it's too thick to work for buttons. So linen is great. All you're going to do is cut out a circle and have a needle and thread with a single strand running through. You don't need to double it or anything. And you're just going to do a simple running stitch right at the edge of the circle, which is just in, out, the basic stitch for sewing anything. You don't have to have perfectly spaced stitches. There's no guide for how big the stitches need to be. The smaller the stitches are, generally, the tighter your button will be. But you can experiment, and if you find that your buttons are too loose or not making the shape you want, try making slightly smaller stitches. When you get to the end, you just sort of have to guess at what the spacing is to get it to match. Okay, so when I've gone all the way around, I'm going to pull so that I get a little pouch shape. When all of the stitches are pulled up, I have a little pouch. And I'm going to push down in the center so that I get a little rosette. So that all the edges around the outside are flat and all the gathers are in the middle. I may have to shift it around so that it's right in the center. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing going around the edge, and this time I'm going to be going through 2 layers of fabric because I have a pouch shape. Just in and out through all the layers, all the way around. Right at the edge. The closer to the edge you get, the better. You just keep going around. Keep going around. My stitches are nowhere near perfectly even, and that's okay. I'm using white thread because it's easier to demonstrate. Normally you would use a matching thread so that the stitches don't show. And then when you get back to the center where you went across, you're going to again pull so that you get a tight little ball. And if you've done a nice even job, you're going to get, kind of looks like an upside down jellyfish or something, but it's a nice button shape on the bottom part. And all we have to do is secure the gathers so that they don't come loose. And to do that, all you're going to do is run your needle through the ends back and forth so that they come together nice and tight. And I don't really have any particular pattern for this. I just go back and forth wherever I feel like it needs to pull in from side to side. If I have a piece sticking out like this piece here, I'll pull it in. And then I have across the way, pull it in, pull it in, and eventually you're going to end up with a nice little ball, a nice tight beaded button. Well, it's not really beaded, but it kind of looks like a bead. Now, once you're done, you're going to want to knot it off. It looks better if it's a little flattened. You're going to want to knot off the thread. So all you need to do that is just take one more stitch right near where the thread is, the working thread is coming out. Wrap it a few times around the needle. Hold it down with your thumb. This is just a regular sewer's knot. It's the same knot you would use when you're hand stitching anything. And just pull down so that it's nice and tight. And that's your cloth button. You can kind of smush it to where you like it so that it's more round. You're going to cut the string with a nice long tail so that you can use this string to sew it onto your garment. And I like to make a whole bunch of them and have them all ready for when I need them. It's a nice little craft to do while you're watching television, or you're just sitting around camp and you need something to do with your hands. So sometimes I'll just sit down and do a whole bunch of buttons, and I'll have them ready for my next garment. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope you find it nice and easy, and you'll go try it right now.